In this video, I'll be talking about the mechanism of action of hepatitis virus and the symptoms of hepatitis. Now, you should know that the virus itself is basically made up of two major parts: the capsule and the genetic material. The genetic material can either be DNA or the RNA. Now, the DNA virus behaves differently from the RNA virus, and we are going to be talking about how these two types of viruses behave when they get into the body. Now, when the RNA gets into the body, it locates the hepatocyte, which is the liver cells. Okay, when it gets into the liver cells, the first thing it does is it sheds away the capsule. The capsule is like the shell of the virus. It sheds away the capsule and allows only the genetic material, which is a single-stranded RNA, to get into the liver cells. Now, when it gets into the liver cells, it begins to replicate. Now, how does it replicate? It moves straight to the ribosomes. It is the ribosomes that proteins are being made. It is on the ribosomes that proteins are being synthesized. Okay, so when it moves to the ribosomes, instead of the cell to produce the normal proteins needed by the cell, the virus actually makes the ribosome to produce a type of protein that looks like itself. So that is replication. So when it produces that protein, it also produces things like the protein coats, the cytomers, and some antigens that will later make up the protein coat covering the single-stranded RNA. So this is how the RNA behaves. It gets into the body, it replicates using the ribosomes. Now, for the DNA, when the DNA gets into the body, it has two modes of operation. Firstly, it can go to the ribosome and begin to make a type of protein that looks like itself. That is replication. It begins to replicate itself. And in the process of making that protein, it is also making the cytomers and the antigens that will make up the capsule. Now, the second way it behaves is that it can actually use an enzyme known as the reversed enzyme. Now, this enzyme is able to make a copy of the DNA by itself, even without going to the ribosome. So this is how the DNA behaves, the DNA type of virus behave when it gets into the hepatocytes. Okay, now looking at the symptoms of hepatitis. The symptoms of hepatitis are actually divided into three basic phases: the prodromal phase, the icteric phase, and the convalescent phase. Now, for the prodromal phase, there are symptoms associated with this phase. Firstly, you should know that for the prodromal phase, it is not necessarily as a result of the damage of the liver or the hepatocytes. Okay, now the damage has not even taken place. It is just as a result of the presence of virus or viruses in the bloodstream, and this is referred to as viremia. So when you have viruses in your blood, it is referred to as viremia. So these symptoms include fever, headache, fatigue, nausea, joint pains, and some people may develop rashes on their skin. So these are the symptoms of hepatitis that is associated with the prodromal phase. Now, moving to the icteric phase. Now, the icteric phase is actually the phase of liver damage. Here, the liver cells are beginning to get bad, right? And the symptoms involved in this particular phase, firstly, is jaundice. So you notice jaundice, and it is both the conjugated and unconjugated type of jaundice that you notice here. Okay, so it is the unconjugated and conjugated type of the bilirubin varieties that you would notice in this phase, in the icteric phase. Okay, so after jaundice, you have the color of your urine may turn dark. Now, this is as a result of the destruction of the bile duct. Now, when the bile duct is destroyed, what happens is that bilirubin can leak into the bloodstream, and obviously the kidney must always filter the blood, and it will filter it into the urine. And when it filters it into the urine, it gives your urine the dark color. So when you urinate and you see that your urine is darker than usual, then you should know that there is a problem with your liver. Okay, now that is the symptoms under the icteric phase. Now we also have the hepatomegaly. Now the hepatomegaly is a type of symptom where your liver is bigger than usual. So when your liver grows bigger than usual, then there is a problem with the liver, and it could be hepatitis virus. Okay, now these are the symptoms. We also have the convalescent stage. Now for the convalescent stage, it is the recovery stage. Here your body is trying to recover from this virus, from this viral infection. Now for the recovery phase, you see things like your liver returning back to normal, your appetite coming back, your urine returning back to the normal color, and so on. So these are the symptoms of hepatitis. So if you experience these symptoms, please, I would advise that you go to a professional healthcare practitioner to see you and also direct you on what to do next. Okay, so thank you for watching this video, and I hope this video was helpful and educative enough. Please do not forget to like, follow, and share this video. Okay, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.